When a mysterious mutation links a young man to a terrifying alien threat, his fight for survival becomes a battle to save humanity itself. But can he overcome betrayal, pain, and impossible odds before it's too late? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to FilmDecoded. In this video, I am going to recap one of the thriller mystery film story. Title, Bureau 749. Before we get to the storyline, I'd like to everyone a happy and great day. Without wasting a time, let's begin the story. Somewhere in China, there is Bureau 749, a secret research facility dedicated to investigating strange phenomena. It operates alongside 5 additional centers across the country and several laboratories connected to its mission. On June 5, 1992, a tragic incident occurred in central southern China. A mining disaster claimed the lives of 47 workers, with only one miner managing to escape the collapsed pit. While trapped underground, the miner discovered a hidden cave containing seeds from unknown organisms and skeletons of winged alien creatures. He also found a large number of mysterious metal fragments that seemed to be parts of an alien spacecraft. The entire case was soon classified as top secret and handed over to the highly confidential 749 Life Sciences Research Center, also known as Bureau 749. 8 months later, the rescued miner died from a mysterious illness, and his pregnant wife's unborn child began showing abnormalities. Bureau 749 believed the abnormalities were caused by the miner's exposure to the unknown organisms found in the mine. As a result, the authorities closed the mine and sent the alien skeletons and metal fragments to Bureau 749's research facility in Hongkwang City for further study. 18 years later, a mysterious thick white mist appeared over Hongkwang City. After testing, the authorities concluded it was harmless, but they remained cautious. Meanwhile, a retired, wheelchair-bound scientist lives with his wife Renang and a young man named Mutation, the now-grown son of the miner who had escaped the collapse. The three run a spacious bar near the mining pit point one day. Gore receives an anonymous email containing confidential documents from Bureau 749. Intrigued and cautious, he reads the reports. They reveal the emergence of unidentified life forms in the mining pit lake. The Bureau had collected samples from the lake, organisms that displayed high adaptability and could digest metals and proteins. These creatures were highly intelligent, capable of camouflage and using mimicry or baiting tactics to hunt, even preying on creatures much larger than themselves. Scientists had tried various methods to destroy the organisms, but failed. They were far more dangerous than expected. When they returned to examine the lake again, massive tentacles emerged and attacked them. The tentacles, it turned out, had evolved from the same lab-grown sample. The scientists named the creature Organism Zero. To aid in the ongoing investigation, Bureau 749 decided to bring back Maan, the son of the miner involved in the 1992 incident. Upon learning this information, Guoju tries to secure a flight for Maan out of the city so he can seek refuge with an old army friend of Guoju. Meanwhile, Maan stands on the bridge of the building next to the mine, thinking about the strange tentacle that often appears in his thoughts. He then heads back to the bar, where a drunken man tries to harass his aunt Renee. Young Maan lifts the man in his wheelchair and throws him out of the bar as if he weighed nothing, revealing Maan's superhuman strength. Maan meets Guoju, who warns him to leave quickly because Bureau 749 is searching for him. Maan refuses to leave, wanting to finish a secret birthday gift for Guoju hidden under a large fabric. Guoju thinks the gift is worthless and tells Maan to leave before it's too late. Because of Maan's mutant powers, Guoju gives him medicine to suppress them. Suddenly, Renang notices people from Bureau 749 approaching and quickly helps Maan escape the bar. Despite their efforts, Bureau 749 fails to find Maan. They open the large fabric covering Maan's gift and are shocked to find a mini helicopter. Meanwhile, drones observe Renang and Maan driving toward the city. Things get worse when police begin inspecting vehicles. Renang advises Maan to take the subway to escape. Maan rushes on his skateboard, but upon reaching the city, he is wrongly accused of theft. A crowd chases him across multiple building levels, but he manages to escape and reach the subway station. He quickly boards a train, but notices no one else gets on. As the doors close, the train suddenly switches tracks toward Bureau 749. A young woman named Sia Hua, a special powers girl trained at the Bureau, greets Maan. When they arrive, Sia welcomes him as if he's home. Maan had actually grown up here before being adopted by Guoju and Erne. Though other powered kids bullied him, Sia Sia stood by him. Surprised after so many years, Maan becomes excited when he sees a giant mythical sea monster. He also receives a sarcastic welcome from others with powers who had bullied him before. Soon, Maan meets Dong Bei, the head of a new bureau, who asks for his help with the Organism Zero case. Maan refuses, so Dong Bei threatens to take action against Guoju for tax evasion and Ernang for selling counterfeit wine. With no choice, Maan agrees to help. Before starting the research, Dong Bei prepares a test for Maan at a location like an NBA arena. Maan gives his bag to Sia and the test begins. Huge metal balls controlled by a scientist strike Maan like a virtual reality game. Dong Bei wants to unlock Maan's mutant powers, but Maan struggles and tries to dodge the attacks. Dr. Guang suggests stopping the test for Maan's safety, but Dong Bei insists on increasing the intensity. Feeling trapped, Maan recalls past bullying and his powers erupt, disrupting the arena. Everyone watches in shock as a strange wing-like shape appears and quickly retracts from his back. Meanwhile, a scientist finds unusual medicine in Maan's bag. While unconscious, Maan dreams of giant birds. He wakes up, notices a wound on his back, and thinks he's finished the test. He tries to escape, but Dong Bei warns him of consequences. He orders Sia to watch Maan, trusting only her. Days later, Bureau 749 reports Organism Zero in the mining pit lake has grown and will soon threaten the city. Guoju visits a newspaper center to spread news about Maan's disappearance. While treating Maan, Sia uses telekinesis to relax him. Dr. Guang studies Maan's medicine and finds it temporarily suppresses his mutant powers. Dong Bei suspects someone is secretly helping Maan hide his abilities. The next day, Dong Bei brings Maan to see a smaller Organism Zero in the lab, hoping to communicate with it. Maan denies knowing the creature, angering Dong Bei, who presses Maan's face against the glass. Suddenly, Organism Zero mentally reaches out to Maan, showing future visions and urging him to unite and help destroy humankind. Shocked, Maan keeps this secret. When Dr. Guang reviews data, he confirms Maan has communicated with Organism Zero and informs Dong Bei, who questions him about their conversation. However, Dr. Guang claims he is unaware of this fact, as Organism Zero's communication uses a type of frequency system. The next day, they take Maan into a chamber filled with strange metal fragments from the mine and try to fix them using a magnetic field. When Maan approaches the field, he suddenly finds himself in a strange place where three divine alien figures greet him. They ask for his help to save the planet, saying Maan is their last hope. They explain that 50,000 years ago, they brought the most dangerous monster to their planet, but their spaceship crashed on Earth. Their ship had a core capable of defeating the monster, but it was destroyed, scattering metal fragments everywhere. To solve this, they hid their last life energy within the core, and only Maan, whose father carried their blood and the monsters, can repair it. Hearing this, Maan refuses to get involved. The three aliens then enter his body, and his wings reappear. Some of his blood falls on the metal fragments, causing them to fuse. At the same time, the smaller Organism Zero weakens, and the scientists rejoice, thinking it is dying. But Organism Zero awakens again. Maan collapses unconscious, and the metal fragments break apart once more. The scientists believe the only way to destroy Organism Zero is for Maan to fully transform, gaining the power to repair the core. Meanwhile, Organism Zero senses the threat and releases a strange fog from the mining pit that spreads over the city. The fog mutates birds into monsters, directing them to the mining pit to protect Organism Zero. People become alarmed by the bird monsters, causing trouble for Bureau 749. With no other options, Dong Bei speeds up Maan's mutant abilities to fix the situation. He devises a plan for Maan to escape Bureau 749 and guides him to the mining pit, hoping Organism Zero will help Maan complete his transformation. Bureau 749 asks a girl named Yin Yin for help. Disguised as a mutated girl experimented on by the Bureau, Yin evokes Maan's sympathy because he relates to her. The Bureau creates a fake emergency inside the base to unlock all gates. Seeing a chance, Maan tries to escape quietly and helps Yin flee. They go to the bar near the mining pit, unaware it is a trap. Soon, Zia Hua and a special team with powers prepare to capture Maan. Meanwhile, Dong Bei finds a missing pamphlet upstairs in the bar and meets Guoju. Dongbei realizes Guoju is not ordinary. He used to be a scientist at Bureau 749 before Dongbei took leadership, so Dongbei doesn't know much about him. Dongbei is confused why Guoju made medicine for Maan, as it seems against the Bureau's goals. In reality, Guoju works for Bureau 749 with a mission to study the mining pit and monitor Maan. This means Guoju's task is to watch Maan and ensure he undergoes full transformation, not to hide him. Guoju says Maan never wanted to be a hero or mutate. He only wished to be a normal person. Meanwhile, Maan and Yin arrive at the bar, where Nang is happy to see them safe. Everyone celebrates Maan's return, but Organism Zero in the mining pit starts acting strangely, affecting Maan. Feeling uneasy, Maan takes his medicine, hoping it will suppress his powers. Unbeknownst to him, Dongbei has changed the medicine into vitamin water, which actually increases Maan's abilities. At the same time, Organism Zero attacks with its tentacles, causing Maan's powers to grow stronger, and wings fully appear on his back. The crowd thinks it's a special effect, and begins taking photos, which overwhelms Maan with memories of bullying. Guoju and Ernang try to help, but the crowd pushes them away. Dongbei orders his team to capture Maan. They shoot him with a tranquilizer dart. Before fainting, Maan realizes everything was part of Dong's plan and Yan's actions were a cover. The Bureau then decides to delete all photos of Maan from everyone's phones. However, while they're making their way back, Maan wakes up to the sound of Zaiwa defending him against accusations from others calling him a monster. He suddenly recalls his past bullying experiences, which infuriates him. As a result, he unexpectedly smashes a truck and flies away from the area. After receiving a report about Maan's escape, Dongbei decides to visit Guoju again. He discovers that Guoju's hidden laboratory is full of medicine. Guoju reveals he has spent 10 years developing these medicines that can temporarily suppress mutant growth, benefiting Maan and serving as an important measure against Organism Zero. Since Maan is related by blood to Organism Zero, if the medicine can suppress him, it will also affect the creature similarly. Still, Dongbei is determined to use Maan's full transformation power to repair the alien core and eliminate Organism Zero. He asks Guoju to help find Maan and reveal his location, as Bureau 749 has placed a tracker on him. Though uncertain at first, Guoju agrees for the sake of humanity and to fight the monster. A few days later, Bureau 749 decides to evacuate the city. Using a tracker, Guoju finds Maan in a tall building. He inspires Maan by reminding him that everyone dreams of having wings to fly wherever they want, and says Maan is lucky, though Maan thinks it makes him a monster. Guoju asks for Maan's help to fix the core and tells him he never left Bureau 749, bringing Maan to the edge of the mining pit as part of studying him. After hearing this, Maan believes those he trusts the most have deceived him, making his suffering worse. Feeling hopeless, he decides to leave to find a place to hide. Since Maan refuses to help Bureau 749 anymore, Dongbei thinks their only chance is slipping away and prepares for the worst while people leave the city. Meanwhile, Guoju tells his bar employees to leave for safety. He gives money to Ernang, urging her to leave immediately while he prepares to fulfill his duty one last time. Later, all members of Bureau 749 say goodbye to their families and prepare to fight until the end. They face a major threat and consider using a nuclear weapon as their last option. Zaiwa is worried about Maan and decides to find him in the city. Surprisingly, Dongbei asks her to apologize to Maan for the pressure put on him and promises that Bureau 749 will stop searching for him. At the same time, Guoju readies his mini helicopter, loading it with medicine and bombs to suppress Organism Zero and buy time for citizens to evacuate. Ernang has not left yet, causing tension between them as she refuses to leave her family. Guoju feels emotional and hugs her tightly. After an hour, the ground shakes as Organism Zero begins destroying everything. Zaiwa finds Maan at the old orphanage where he grew up. Feeling betrayed by his family, Maan struggles emotionally. Zaiwa reminds him he should feel sorry for doubting Guoju, who helped him when he lost control of his powers and became wheelchair-bound. Though not his biological father, Guoju cared deeply for him. Maan is deeply affected as he struggles. Zaiwa tells him Guoju is still at the mining area, prompting Maan to rush to him. At the same time, Guoju stands on the bridge waiting to face Organism Zero. He answers Maan's call, excited to hear from him again. He says that living with Maan has been a mission, but he has always seen him as his son. He tells Maan not to fear his wings, and that though the pit is deep, it still has a view worth seeing. He hopes Maan will live for himself and follow his dreams, then hangs up. Guoju and Ernang, despite the danger, rush to the monster and use medicine containers to temporarily freeze it. This angers Maan, who decides to return to Bureau 749 to fix the core, kill the monster, and fulfill his uncle's goal. Organism Zero senses this and sends bird monsters to stop him. The bird monsters attack the car, and Maan and Ziowa fights them off, showing quick thinking and teamwork. Unfortunately, their road is broken and the car's brakes are damaged. With no choice, Maan jumps off, but Ziowa cannot, and the car crashes off the bridge. Maan quickly uses his powers to save her. Worse, many bird monsters chase them through the skies, some heading toward Bureau 749 to destroy it. Bureau 749 activates automatic guns, but the creatures, highly intelligent, easily destroy them. Maan tries to save Ziowa by flying to safety, but soon finds himself trapped on top of a building. Just as hope fades, Dongbei arrives in a helicopter and rescues them. Unfortunately, the medicine's effect wears off, and Organism Zero attacks the city again. The creatures try to capture Maan, and Dongbei escorts him and Ziowa to the Bureau. Dongbei leaves them to go inside and join the team fighting bird monsters. Ziowa quickly goes to the alien core room and activates the magnetic field while Maan spreads his wings to repair the core. Organism Zero escapes the medicine's effect and heads toward the facility, destroying everything. Meanwhile, Dongbei and others fight bravely, but Dongbei sacrifices his life protecting the base. He apologizes to Maan over the radio just before the helicopter crashes into a mountain. Worse, the creature reaches the main base and causes chaos everywhere. Maan finishes repairing the core just in time, but Organism Zero captures Ziowa, forcing Maan to make a difficult choice. He throws the core into the air and rushes to save her. She pushes him away, insisting he save humanity instead. Maan cries and flies toward the core, but is stabbed by tentacles, causing hope to fade as he loses consciousness. At the same time, Special Air Forces prepare to drop the nuclear bomb as planned. During this critical moment, Maan reflects on his time in his mother's womb. Though she knew she would die giving birth, she chose to bring him into the world, believing he would make everyone proud someday. Suddenly, Maan's blood touches the core, activating it and triggering unexpected events. The core freezes Organism Zero completely and draws it in, using the metal it gathered over the years to build a spaceship. 3 enormous aliens appear before Maan, thanking him for saving the planet and asking him to continue protecting Earth. Months later, a museum is built in honor of their winged hero. Maan visits it and reads an inscription: "The world leaves me scarred all over, but from these wounds grow wings." Suddenly, someone uses telekinesis to move a glass, and the movie ends with this striking scene. As the dust settles and the winged hero Maan's legacy is forever etched in history, the battle may be over, but the fight to protect our world continues. Will humanity be ready for the next threat lurking in the shadows? If you love this thrilling journey of courage and sacrifice, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible stories and deep dives into epic adventures. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. What would you do if you had the power to change the fate of the world? Let me know in the comments below.